Okay. Hello. Good evening. My name is Samuel. Is it? I'm excited to be here today and then to have the opportunity of actually making this video. And this video is basically directed to our beloved president-elect, Senator Bola A Tinubu. I'm going to try as much as possible to be modest in my choice of words and language. The very first thing I want to say, sir, is the fact that I personally did not vote for you. I did not, and I don't regret not voting for you. I didn't vote for you because I didn't believe that you are competent enough in terms of your level of competence as at when you were much younger is the same with the way it is currently. However, I'm sure that things can change for the better since you've been declared by INEC. Although you and I know very well that, but I'm most grateful that you actually acknowledged or understood that a lot of Nigerians, majority of Nigerians did not vote for you. And in your first address, when you collected your certificate of return, you did mention that, oh, you are aware a lot of Nigerians did not vote for you. So thank you for being honest. Thank you for being candid. Thank you for being very understanding that, yes, most of us did not vote for you. Now, the very first thing I want to say or address is the fact that I've come to understand that in Nigeria, if you speak, you will die. If you don't speak, you will still die. So I would rather speak than to die in silence. And yesterday was the first time I went out after the election. I've never seen in Nigeria since I started voting. I'm in my 30s, and I've never seen in the history of this country where a president is elected or declared and it appeared as if there is a kind of that the most important person in the life of most Nigerians is dead or something like that, or that someone died. I've never seen such. But everywhere was so cold, and people are still cold. But I chose to make this video and to ask you for a favor. And if you're able to grant this favor, I'm sure the youth who did not vote for you are going to give you their support moving forward. If you grant this favor or do this favor, I'm sure most of the people who did not vote for you may eventually start thinking twice. It's also possible that if eventually Mr. Peter Obi ends up overturning your election, your declaration at the tribunal up to maybe possibly the Supreme Court level, it may be possible that the youth might plead on your behalf to allow you finish your term in peace. That's if you choose to grant this favor or this request I'm asking of you. I'm not compelling you or telling you it's a must, you must do what I'm asking. No. After all, who am I to make such demands from you? But it's a suggestion because I'm one of those who love this country dearly. I've had the privilege of living this country on a platter, and believe me, I turned it down. I turned down the opportunity of relocating or traveling permanently to the US simply because of the love and the passion I have for this country. But if such an opportunity presents itself right now with the way the country is, with my full chest and my full hands, I will grab it and run away and leave you guys here. But then, it's our country and we must stay back and see what we can do to salvage what is left of it. Now, the very first request I want to make is that I want you to disappoint us. Oh, that sounds stupid, right? Okay, let me tell you this. The way I want you to disappoint us is very simple. You know, most of us actually do not believe in you. We do not believe in your capacity to change the face of this country or turn the fortune of this country around. We do not believe. And one of the ways you can actually disappoint us is, first of all, by ensuring that the ministerial appointments and the nominations into federal parastatals and agencies, sensitive federal parastatals and agencies, are done on the premise of merit and not only on political affiliations and party affiliations. No. It shouldn't be business as usual. We've suffered enough in this country. The young people who are struggling day in, day out to pay their bills, to buy fuel and put in their generators, provide their lights, provide their water, provide this, provide that for themselves, and do literally everything for themselves, including healthcare, will not keep quiet anymore. Personally, I will not keep quiet anymore. I'm going to be your number one critic. And the more reason why I'm going to be your critic is because I did not vote for you. That's the more reason why I'm actually going to be your number one critic. And another reason is because I want this country to work. I love this country and I want this country to work. I'm not proud of the fact that every day when you go to all the embassies around and all that, you even see people that are willing to travel to Rwanda. Is that not a shame in this country? It is. But please, sir, INEC has declared you as the president-elect. But you and I know very well that there are some skirmishes, all around and all that. We know it's an obvious fact. But then I don't want to dwell on that. I want the courts to do their job and prove us right or wrong at the end of the day. And please, sir, the thing about disappointing us that I want you to do is this. In the course of hiring ministers and directors of agencies and parastatals, there's something fundamental I want you to do. I don't think any president has ever done that, but I want to put it to you as an idea. I want to give it to you as an idea. And if you like, borrow it. If you don't like, throw it away. But one thing I want to assure you is that if you do it, you go down in history as the first president that has ever selected and nominated his members of cabinet on the premise of merit without iota of sentiment and political affiliations. Now, how do I mean? The very first thing I need you to do is let there be proper application for each of the positions that are vacant. Let people apply. And let there be a competent HR firm that will hire these people on the premise of their qualifications and their experiences. Now, when you hire these people, there is something basically that it's not the kind of kangaroo screening that goes on at the National Assembly where people are told to take a bow and walk. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real business, real hiring, like the same way if you want to hire for Alpha Beta, for instance. I understand that there are, applications, screening, tests, all those things and all that. But we may not need to go into tests and all those. But let there be proper screening and selection. That way you'll be able to put square pegs in a square hole and round pegs in a round hole, and we'll be able to get it right. And even though we are going to notice some level of lapses and all that in your government, it will not be too obvious. And then it will be for the entire good of Nigerians, including those of us that did not vote for you. I'm actually very proud that I didn't vote for you, because I can't see, and I cannot see where there's light and choose darkness. It's not possible. I can't. But now that it has happened this way, I think if we continue to mourn and keep quiet and act like someone has died, we're not going to help ourselves or make any headway. And if you also feel that because we didn't vote for you, we are going to allow you to do anything you like and all that, then you're joking. Because we won't. Don't emulate Boo. Don't emulate Baba Buhari. Because he has not done well in so many angles. He has done some credibly fantastic in some aspects, but in some other areas he has failed woefully. Don't block your ears like he did, and you are not able to listen to the youth. You need to listen to the youth. You need to listen to us. We are Nigerians. We are proud sons and daughters of this country, and we need to be listened to. Our government needs to listen to us. We cannot continue this way. Like I said, I volunteered myself to be your number one critic. Like, the level of criticisms are not going to be directed on your person. No. But it's going to be directed on the position that you're holding, which is the position of the president, the number one person in this country. I'm not going to keep quiet because I don't want this whole business to continue. This cycle of so-called structure, the structure of high-handedness that has thrived for years. We don't want that anymore. A lot of people are now running around you, coming down to lobby for one political appointment or the other. Please, sir, you'll be making a very terrible mistake if you get your cabinet wrong. You'll be making it, that's where your failure will start from. You start failing the moment you start appointing all these your political benefactors into certain sensitive positions, even when they are not competent. You went to Chatham House and shared questions and all that. In sharing the ministerial appointments and all that, let it be done on the premise of merit. Strictly. This is an appeal I'm making, though my voice might be a little bit up there, but please forgive me for raising my voice. But I have to make my point. On a final note, sir, if you are able to disappoint us by getting your cabinet right, then that will be the first disappointment. Then the second disappointment I want you to shock us with is excellent performance. Excellent, fantastic and powerful performance. Such that if for any reason the mourning that we've seen, the level of mourning, the level of quietness and calmness we've seen in Nigeria will turn to joy and jubilation, that indeed we have a man who listens and who is ready to listen. But if you choose to ignore the youth, we can, just the same way this political declaration, election declaration that happened like a tsunami or hurricane came, the youth can also come after you just like hurricane. That's an assurance from me. I'm not threatening you, sir. I have no right or powers to threaten you. But I'm just making an appeal to you. And if you could oblige us this, I think you would have taken the right and important step that would make us feel that you actually want to run an inclusive governance in Nigeria. And by the way, I know a couple of young people who are professionals and technocrats and who are also experienced in certain sensitive and passionate leadership positions. I'll mention maybe about 2 or 3 names. The number one person is a 23-year-old lady who lives in the United Kingdom by name Aminat Suleiman. She's a passionate and compassionate lady with a heart of gold. Such kind of person can be appointed as Minister of Women Affairs. Yes, she can. I know another, Michael Olaiton, a perfect gentleman to the core, though I'm not vouching for him 100%, but I know we are all not perfect, or we all have some degrees of imperfections in us. However, I think I've seen him manage certain important positions and he delivered. I know another yet again, Stephen Agwebo, a perfect gentleman to the core also, who is also based in the United States of America. These are young, passionate, excellent-minded Nigerians that if you give them opportunity to serve in various positions, they are going to do excellently well. But if you think it's going to be business as usual, then you don't know what's about coming for you. Because the fact that we didn't vote you doesn't mean we are going to keep quiet and watch you run the country the way you like. We won't let that happen. I personally won't let that happen. You might say, who is this little brat that want to challenge me? I'm not challenging you, sir. But I'm saying this whole thing from the place of frustration that we've gone through in this country. I'm personally going to be your number one fan if you start performing well. And I will also remain your best critic if you fail to perform. I can assure you of that. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you're able to take my suggestions into consideration. And if at the end of the day, you're able to do this, possibly, we might start changing our mind about you. Thank you so much, Mr. President-elect, Senator Bola A. Tinubu. We look forward to seeing the exploits you will do in Nigeria. Thank you. Cheers.